Hello and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. I'm Vic and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. I know what to do.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the obtruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and.
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
It was on the floor behind you, jackass. Saltpeter explosion at Rock's Docks. That's a good headline. I like that. Locals at the Port of London had a rude awakening last night with loud bangs and thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moskva had docked at Pier N3 in the early morning en route to Europe when it was rocked by several concussive explosions. I wonder... Frogwares is based in Ukraine, and this game was developed during the ongoing war by Russia upon Ukraine. I wonder if that's a reference to the sinking of the Russian flagship, which I believe was also named Moskva. The Port Authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it is unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses report seeing saltpeter leaking into the river, but with the area still off limits to workers and the public, it may be some time before we have a full account of what transpired.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Okay, bye. Come, Watson.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But...
it's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Well, I do think our Sherlock may have grown up a little bit since the last game. At least he's gracious in defeat, as it were. Watson, how much this way are we going? And why are you in front? Why aren't you in front?
Not much further now.
Okay. Is it this one? This is the sort of place that keeps servants. Alright. I'm doing a good deduce too.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same thing I tell anyone seeking a missing person.
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective I told you about.
At last, a professional. This useless officer refuses to do anything about Kimmy here, my missing servant. What was your name again? I shall be certain to inform your superiors.
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Well, I guess we'll just walk through them here.
Tell me about Kimahia.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
What did you invest all that money in him for? And also, where's Old Zealand? Looks like we can't ask that.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have escaped the night before yesterday.
Rather sounds like more slave than servant.
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but only to check he wasn't lying dead inside. Everything seemed normal at a glance.
I take it this is the first time Kimahia has vanished?
Undoubtedly. The man seemed terrified of the city. I think it was all the noise. He never left this estate. Should he cause any damage, I will bear the responsibility, for it was I who rescued him from savagery and brought him here to England in the first place.
Right.
Is there any reason Kimahia may have left?
I should think not. He had all he could have wanted. Gainful employment, new clothes, and all the cabbage he could eat.
All the cabbage he could eat. Sounds lovely, especially for an enormous man.
Did Kimahia make off with anything of value?
Heavens, no. I would have mentioned it to Sergeant Ruffles.
Still, he must have fled with some money on his person.
No. I kept his wages in my safe. For security.
All right, Captain. I think I have enough to get started. We shall first take a look around the mansion.
Go ahead. I'll be here, mentally drafting my complaint.
You could go inside and manually draft your complaint. It might feel better to, write it down. Oh, was there a... I don't think there was. Yes, Watson, I know I can interact with you, but I'm starting to think that it will never do me any good. Can I do a run? I can do a run. Anything down there? Maybe not. Wouldn't even let the poor dude live in the house. Still nothing? Can you vault? Yeah, you can't swim. Why would you be able to vault? It's not a bad statue, but I do think they're better when they're naked. Oh, well, that looks rather Lovecrafty, doesn't it? I can't inspect it.
Chewing tobacco.
Why can't I inspect it? I want to inspect it.
A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots.
Okay. But why can't I inspect that? Huh? Sherlock, you are letting me down here. I'm going to come back to that. It seems weird to cram such an enormous house onto this lot. Aha.
Who could have left these tracks? They seem fresh.
I missed what the new record unlocked said. Tell me in the comments.
Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book.
Okay, well, I apparently have one of several buttholes, and it's got a butt over it now. Got a butt. It's got a dot over it. I'm guessing that's a Maori symbol.
The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney.
So they chased him out of his house and then... what? Wrestled him? Oh yeah, everything looks normal in here.
Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here.
Face first, it would appear. Come on. Ah, there we go. It's a telescope.
A small Navy spyglass.
I guess we're taking that with us.
A scrap of Hessian.
One assumes Hessian is some kind of cloth.
These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them.
Like if the large man tripped and fell over them and then planted his face in the grain.
Button chops. The remains of a meal.
Yeah, cabbage doesn't have bones.
A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
Don't worry, Holmes, you'll come to recognize that smell yourself.
The ashes are long since cold. A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called.
Nose flute, huh?
Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly?
Ah, the window.
Is this a taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills.
I think it's cool, Watson. See, I really ought to be able to, like, come over here and investigate it more closely. Like, maybe draw a sketch of it so that I could look it up in a book later. I suppose Sherlock will sketch it when he needs to, or look it up from memory.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right.
Well, I'm not seeing an imagination node yet. Maybe I needed to do that first. Maybe not. There are some interesting clues, are there? Can I go inside? Not through the back door. Oh, that's why I'm not seeing the nodes, is because I have to use Q to look at them, look for them. So he's having him a snack? Oh, that was the wrong button. Nope, that's not what happened. Excuse me, that's not what happened. Why? What do we got over here? Why are they not changing? I don't think... this is certainly not right. There's a boot there. I'm given 2 buttons and neither of them are causing anything to happen. What the hell?
No air coming through it. No air coming through it.
No shit, there's no air coming through it. Maybe I need to do the Mind Palace thing first. Chewing tobacco remnants. Cloth in the chimney. I really doubt it. Trail. How about I remove that, huh? Can we do that? Why can't I unpin this one? I have to be on the... No, I just can't. What's the deal, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, there's bonus score. Cool. Well, why... Excuse me. I've just got a whole keyboard full of keys that don't do things. I can unpin that one. Why can I not unpin this? Huh? I feel like I'm stuck now. I don't need barns. The only thing I read about in the Strand on was the saltpeter explosion. Yeah. right? I don't know. I can't do anything with those. And I have to do that one before I can move on to the next butthole. Maybe we should go talk to Stenwick again. Maybe Stenwick will tell me why I can't cycle through the imagined things like I'm supposed to be able to.
The door to your garden has an interesting lock.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion. It makes them harder to pick. Kimmy here and I both had a set of keys.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. Examine the garden.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't want me to do my job, then...
I came across a pile of Hessian clothes in the shack. Are they Kimahia's?
Yes, I had to give him something to clothe himself. He seemed unfazed by his bare skin, but I found it distracting.
Yeah, men do.
Are you joking? Why would I know this?
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahia's, perhaps?
I doubt it. I never saw him with it, nor could I suggest how he might have come by it. I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Yeah, well, one of us has to be.
Are you joking? Why would I know this? Where on earth are you going with this?
Do you happen to know Kimahia's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest, but I'm sure it was enormous. Not that it matters. He spent his life barefoot. Despite my best efforts, he simply did not take to shoes.
Has Kimahia ever indulged in tobacco?
No, the man doesn't even drink.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
I controlled Kimahia's expenses since he struggled with the currency. I would have known if he used tobacco.
And that's all he has to say about that. So now I think we can mine Palace some more. Yes. So I need a blue thing to finish this one up. I need a blue thing to finish this one up. Yeah, why would that tell us anything? I need a blue thing to finish this one up. I run out of blue things again? Sherlock, you're being really difficult right now. Did you know that? Are you gonna let me do the... Oh, I have more dots over the buttholes now. Aha. So there's one with his head down, and there's one with his head... Ah, okay, with this one he's got the telescope. And with that one he doesn't have the telescope. Yeah, alright. So we already knew this doesn't go this way. Still wrong. What the hell? all of these wrong? Like... What? Huh. Okay. So I'm supposed to do a pin now? Ah. Oh, and now we have a new Imagine we can do? Yes. Alright. Yeah, okay.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
Who do you think you knew? This jackass? Am I supposed to think that he was eating the opium ball? I mean, I don't know if that's what you do with opium balls, but I don't think so. There's an imprint shaped... I guess it doesn't say like a face, but it sure as hell looked like a face. Why didn't I ask Sedgwick about the cart? It looks like he ought to be missing a cart. Because those tracks aren't right for one coming in and then going out.
Why are you still here?
Why are you? Ugh. You think I'm gonna get to run around brandishing pistols like I did in the previous one? It wasn't my favorite part, but... Given our previous conclusions, this is unlikely. Oh. Aha.
Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
Alright, now we have our final Imagine, finally. What? Which one is this? It's not this one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Watson, move your ass.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
Great, and thank you for getting out of the way. Well, with that, we're all out of time, so come back and see me again tomorrow for, I guess, another chat with the captain. Maybe he'll have some new insights for us. Talk to you soon.